Happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Choose to Be You podcast. Let me get Tanya into the room. Hey, see, Tanya, I'm calling you on your other IG. There she is.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. I can't complain at all. Just finished my workout, so I'm like super energized. Super energized.
Wonderful.
Happy Saturday to you.
Happy Saturday.
Thank you. I'm so looking forward to this. I know we had a conversation, a couple of weeks ago, and it was just such a good conversation. So I'm ready for people to get exposed to you, get exposed to your story, and to gain value from you because I surely did during that conversation. So I want everyone to get the same exposure and experience that I did as well.
Also.
That was awesome. So let's dive right in. So, what inspired you to get into health and wellness?
Um, I guess I was always in it a little bit before I had my son. My husband and I would work out together. After having my son, I got into it a lot more. I realized for me, I needed some part of my day to solely focus on mental clarity, just kind of re-energizing myself, ease stress, ease anxiety. I've always been a very anxious person. So for me, to start my day off with a good workout helped ease my anxiety a bit. I knew that was really important. So I started prioritizing and working out. And I would take my son with me a lot to the gym, usually 4 to 5 days a week. He'd be going with me. He'd go into the kids club. He was almost 1 years old. They were actually
Wow.
for like before even having a baby. I had him at the gym, and they started loving it. So until he was going to the gym with me until like pre-COVID, when everything shut down, and that's when I became early morning riser, sunrise. I call it right before the household wakes up and get it done early in the day so that I can move along with the rest of my day.
No, that totally makes sense. So obviously you mentioned your son, you mentioned your husband, and I'm aware that you are a stay-at-home mom now. How did you, but you used to work in corporate America, you had a 9 to 5, like, so how did you make that transition from corporate America to being a stay-at-home mom, and how was that transition for you?
So I made the transition when my son was about 6 weeks old. We decided that I was not going to go back to my career. I had been in the social work, social service realm for about almost 15 years. And my husband wanted to grow his own business. So we both live in an area that we're not from. Originally, we're both from New York, and we both live in,
Mm,
and we don't have a huge amount of family here. We have a little bit of family that we're really lucky to have. So we decided that it would be best for our family for me to stay home. It took a while for me to transition out of that career focused person that I always was. That was priority. You know, graduate from high school, go to college, you get the career. That's been the way it was supposed to go for me. Um, so it took me a couple of years to transition my whole mindset, my whole identity into this new person.
mm,
And it wasn't easy at first. I kept thinking, what am I contributing? Am I contributing? What is my worth? I
wow.
kind of felt lost for a couple of years, being as a stay-at-home mom. But since having done that, I couldn't imagine going back. Going back, when I think about who I used to be and the girl that worked for these organizations, I just think, gosh, I don't even know who that is. I read my
Wow.
one day and I'm like, I can't even remember doing all of that anymore. I just have such a different focus now, and I'm so happy. I wouldn't change it for anything. I'm so blessed to be able to be on. It is not easy. There are days where I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to work. I'm going to have my coffee when it's hot still. But I still can't change any of it. I'm so happy that this now, my new idea, what I meant to do, I never thought 10 years ago if someone said this is where I would be in life, I would have told them they're crazy. I would have said
Wow.
school for 6.5 years to stay at home. But I wouldn't. I'm so happy and so blessed. I'm thankful for my husband. I'm thankful that he's given me this opportunity to be able to be with our son every day.
Wow, you said so many good things in what you just mentioned in terms of identity, happiness, losing yourself, things like that. Because people, I feel like a lot of people go through things like that, right? Even if they're still in corporate America right now, they're losing identity because that is their identity, right? Like that organization, the people in that organization, that becomes a part of their identity, and then they lose who they truly are. But you went through that process of finding what is meaningful to you and what your purpose is, and you're happy. And I feel like that's at the end of the day what it's all about, like understanding who you are, i.e., your identity, and being happy. So that was so powerful. Seriously, I got chills from that. Wow,
Thank you. Thank you.
that's amazing. So how do you balance being a mom and a wife with your health and wellness and like working out and rising up at like 5 in the morning, right? Like, how do you balance everything? How do you do that?
Well, I do gotta say I get good sleep. I go to sleep very early. There, any where our son has an early bedtime. He's in bed usually by 8 o'clock at night, and I'm shortly after. I try to get through at least one show with my husband because that's our time.
Mm.
We're watching. Let's try to watch a couple of episodes, and I just know every single night he's looking at me. Still awake? Uh-huh. I'm here. And he's like, you're falling asleep. I'm oh, he's right. I'm falling asleep. But I go to sleep early. I'm usually in bed by 10. So waking up at 5, I've had still like rock solid sleep. I've had good sleep. Um, so I prioritize myself by getting.
Mm.
If I if I didn't do it at 5 in the morning, I wouldn't have availability to do it any other point in the day. I've tried doing at-home workouts, and I can do them occasionally. My son has even come outside with me, and he'll do some squats. He'll do some things. It's just not the same focus. So I'll do it if
Mm.
I have to, and I don't mind that. But my focus and my motivation and my drive to put my all into my workout is so much better in the gym setting for me. So when gyms closed for the few months, I was lost. I was like, oh gosh, how are these people doing it at home every day? Kudos to them. So I get up early. That's how I prioritize it. I actually am going to be starting at a gym with a kids club again. So most likely
Okay.
my son going with me again some days. I still think I'm going to prefer the early morning, watch the sunrise hour. But once in a while, if something doesn't meet that morning, if I can't get there early, I have the option now to bring my son back into a kids club. So I think I'm going to be doing that. So I don't know how I have the motivation to do that. I get good sleep. I prioritize it. If I know
Mm.
I don't do it, if I don't, I'm going to just kick myself in the ass all day long, and I'm going to regret having not
Yes.
my butt up and got to the gym because it's hard to put the 2 feet on the floor. It's hard to open your eyes and not hit snooze. But once you do it, I'm driving to the gym, drinking my water, and I'm happy. I feel so good. I'm like, thank God I did it. I did it. And then once I'm home usually around 7 o'clock every morning. I'm good. I'm good. I had that done. And now I know I can solely focus the rest of my day on my son, on what we need to do, on what I need to do. So I'm happier having woken up early and gotten it done than regretting it for the whole day.
That totally makes sense. And I know a lot of people can resonate with that. Like if they had intention to get up and go to the gym, when that time comes in the morning, you struggle, right? It's like, I don't want to get out of bed. It's like this force is keeping you down in the bed, right? You don't want to get up. But to your point, once you get up, and you put your feet on the ground and you're on your way to the gym, it's like I'm good, right? And you have that different feeling. You get going, and then you're good for the rest of the day. So I love that you said that. So in terms of COVID, you mentioned, okay, gyms were closed and you know, your home workouts, that's not your thing. How did you get through that period then when you weren't able to go to the gym? How did you get through that?
I was doing workouts at home. I was on the back patio squatting with chlorine jugs in each hand because I don't have equipment.
What?
So jugs, I would take our patio furniture and I, do my extensions with like chair. I was just anything I had outside to my availability. I mean, I had a jump rope. I think in terms of equipment, I think I had some bands, but they weren't very resistant, so I didn't like them that much.
Wow.
I had no equipment, like no bar, but nothing. I still don't have
That's
equipment.
crazy.
I was just, I'm looking outside of my patio right now, like what else did I use out there? I was using everything that I just could get my hands on, and I was doing a lot of like running, walking, run. I hate running. I'm not good at it. But I would go run, and then I would walk, and then I would just be that weirdo that you pass on the side of the road who's doing squats and burpees and push-ups, and then so I was doing that early in the morning, watching the sunrise. I did kind of love that part of being outside watching the sunrise. I would often stop and take pictures of it. It was nice. Like that was kind of a nice part. Like now I'm in the gym and you don't get that fresh air.
Mm.
So every once in a while, I'll make sure to like get my butt outside and do a little like 4 or 5 mile walk just to kind of breathe in the fresh air again. I do like that part of it, but I have a better workout. So I got through it by making sure I was still doing 4 to 5 workouts a day outside, either on my patio or out on the street.
Wow. I love that even though that wasn't your thing, it was something that, you know, you typically wouldn't do, but you gained benefit from it. Like you saw the bright aspect of it in terms of that fresh air. I love that. And you still to this day do it. I really love that.
And
That's amazing.
a lot of people take advantage of being able to go outside. Like we don't take full advantage of what we have right outside of our door. I certainly don't. And I live in South Florida, and I can really get outside year round and
True.
walk and go for that run. Right. And when I grew up in upstate New York, gosh, I wouldn't want to have to go outside to go to work if I had. Awful. I'm not a cold weather person, but now I have to make sure that I'm full advantage where I live. So once in a while, I'll step back from the gym for like a day or two and just go for like a little bit of a run, just to breathe that air and
Yeah.
sunshine, and it's nice. It's nice. You gotta enjoy what you're surrounding.
I love that. Don't take it for granted. I love that. I really do love that. So, you know, ever since you started your health and wellness journey, what have you noticed has changed in your life, whether it's mentally, physically, like what has changed with you significantly?
I think more than I have lost. That's the part
Wow.
that a lot of people see, and that's what they focus on. I think that's why a lot of people think I even started going to the gym. It was a huge benefit. I did need to lose weight after having my son. I needed to be active. When I knew he was going to running me around, does. I'm thankful I kept up with him. Um, but I think mentally for me, it has been more of an impact because, like I had mentioned earlier, I'm a very, very anxious person. I get stressed
Hmm.
easily if it's something out of my control. So if there's a situation, an event, anything that I don't have control over, I get very anxious about that. And I don't have control over being a mom and this little but whoever, or how the world will act. I don't have control over what happens in society right now. As
Hmm.
a mom, my anxiety escalated to a point where I was almost out. never wanted to go the route of medication
Wow.
prescription. I was like, not going to fill those prescriptions. Not going to. And so I really, for me, what's changed most is that anxiety, those stress,
Mm.
things I can't control through the workout. It really does help me. I just put on my music, kind of forget what's going on in the world. I make sure I don't have to, because that's not, you know. So I just put on my music, whatever I'm in for that day, and it varies like crazy. I can't say I have one. I'm anywhere from classic rock over like today's music to Christmas music.
No. Christmas music.
I'll someday the idea of what I'm listening from, like it could be Frank Sinatra to Eminem. Nobody would know.
Love it.
My headphones. It just really depends on my mood that day. But it's the weights. I love weights. The heavier, the better. Without injuries. I've had some injuries, so I've had to follow my pride a bit and go a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. Before I was like, oh, come on, that's not that heavy. Go heavier. But now I'm like, oh, smart. I don't want to be out of the gym for 2 weeks because I thought I could do something I can't do. That's
Preach.
Yeah. That's it for me. Just the music, releasing my stress. That's what I've gotten from it. It's stress release, anxiety release. I can control my workout. I can control what I'm going to do that day. I'm not be as heavy as I want to lift. That's okay. I don't like any rest days because I know if I take too many days off, the anxiety is building for me. I can feel that. My husband can feel it. And I will literally look at my husband and be like, I can't take another rest day. I have to get out and walk and run. Vacation is hard. If we go, it's hard because I don't have that reason. I don't have a place to go and work out. So I do have to try to take some time to either go for a little walk or something. Now it's been horrible.
Wow, that's so amazing. It is a great outlet. I love that you get that from it, right? And you talk about what you can control. A lot of people tend to focus on what they can control, and that's to your point that builds the stress, that builds the anxiety, right? So I love that you have this outlet. And plus, you mentioned how that can impact others in terms of if you allow your stress and your anxiety to build, that can impact your family, like your husband, right, and your son, like, and so you being able to work out to fit that into your life, it impacts you directly, but it also impacts those people around you. So that's pretty amazing. I really love that. That's pretty powerful. Love that.
Intolerable. Like I'll even say not a joy ground. It's like get hangry. That's me. Out some that I don't have much patience. I'm not enjoyable to be around. So if I have some kind of a work.
All right. So I'm guessing you worked out this morning because you say you are really enjoyable to be around in this conversation. So I'm guessing you worked out this morning.
That's for me. Or I've been going walking and running. My son goes to karate on Saturday.
Okay.
I bring him. Right. And then my husband brings him on Saturday because he doesn't get working. So they're at karate right now, and I'm running, and I head like towards where karate is, and then after
that's awesome.
I'll pick up something for breakfast, but I took this morning off.
Wow, I love that routine. That's pretty amazing. That's like so cool. So
yeah,
you really
and I'll say, oh, I'm in this parking lot, and they'll come and pick me up.
That's like really balancing your health and family. Like that's the perfect example of it. Oh my goodness. Like seriously, I love that. I really do. That's so amazing. That's so cool. So I have one more question for you. I could talk to you all day. I love talking to you, really do. But for time's sake, to respect my time and your time as well, obviously, I have one more question. But before we get to that, I want to just shout out the merch that you're wearing, the Me versus Me shirt that I love. And I'm wearing some merch too, but I love the Me versus Me more than anything. So I love that you're repping that.
Me too. This shirt spoke to me so much. I think I pre-ordered mine before you guys were even selling.
Yes, you did, actually.
How do I get that shirt? And they weren't even for sale yet. And I'm like,
They were not.
exactly. This is exactly what working out, fitness, health, wellness is. It's not a comparison. And so many people compare. And
Yes.
I wish people wouldn't. I'm guilty of that. I've done it. I did it for years. And that's one thing I'm trying not to do anymore. I'm not trying to compare my journey to anybody else's.
Mm, mm,
Health, wellness, or career, or family, anything. It's your
mm.
journey. It's specific to you. So this shirt spoke out to me so much.
Wow.
Positivity. Hell yeah. Why else be here? You know?
Wow. I'm getting goosebumps. Like, see, my hair is raised. I have goosebumps. Like, seriously, what you just said. Wow. I can't say anything on top of that. I have nothing else to add to that because that's just so profound. Like that hits everything. I'm good. I'm good. So my last question for you. We talk about the journey, right? And obviously this journey we're on, we want to, get a sense of the best version of ourselves, right? So when you think about the best version of Tanya, what do you envision? What does that look like?
If I could pick one word,
Ooh.
a lot of things. I think there's a lot of things that we envision for ourselves and for our future and for who we want to be. But if there's one word I could strive for, it would be confidence. Um,
Mm.
it would be confidence. It would be able to wake up every single morning and live my life solely with good confidence in myself, confidence in who I am as an individual, who I am as a wife, who I am as a mother, who I am as a friend, who I am as a family member, a daughter, a sister. I just want to be confident in who I am, and that's something I have lacked my whole life. So I think I have always done the comparisons. I've always strived to be who somebody thought I was.
Mm.
So if I thought I was supposed to be a certain way as a daughter, that's who I was trying to act like. If I should be this certain way as an employee, the girl working in the social work realm in nonprofit work, well then that's who I was. And I kept everything very different compartments because I was so very different in all these different areas of my life. Since becoming a mom, I've really cut all of that out. Like
Wow.
what you get. Me in all of my imperfections, because I am the farthest thing from perfect, but I am growing confident, and that is who I want to be. I want to grow confidence to acknowledge all of my flaws, acknowledge who I am, where I'm wrong, where I'm right, all the good I'm doing. Every day I'm doing a lot of good, but every single day I'm still making mistakes. And that is what I want to, that's who I want to be. And
Wow.
that's who ultimately I want to be for myself. And that's what I want to show my son.
Mm.
If I discipline you and you weren't wrong, well, bud, I am so sorry. I thought you did do that. Mommy makes mistakes because I want
Wow.
to know that when he makes mistakes, it is absolutely okay to have ownership for them.
Wow.
Because I think this world just kind of needs a lot more people being accountable. And if I'm not accountable for my faults and my flaws and my scars, then how can I hold anybody else to accountability? So that is who I want to be. I just want to keep growing into a more confident woman, a more confident mom, a more confident wife, a more confident daughter, a more confident sister, a confident friend. That's who I want to be. Somebody who is confident every single day, no matter the mistakes I've made and no matter the rights I've done.
Wow. I knew this conversation was going to be good. That was a given. I didn't know it was going to be this good. Like, I'm going to be keep it real. Like, that was such an amazing answer. You hit on so many things. You hit on confidence, obviously, self-awareness, accountability, the clarity of your vision. Like, you hit on so many things. Ownership. Everyone makes mistakes. And wow, again, goosebumps for me. Seriously, that was such an amazing answer. I love the way you think. I love your mindset. I just love how and who you are. So, with that, I just want to acknowledge you for being confident because I can see it, right? And I understand how the health and wellness plays a part of that. I get it. For balancing health and family, right? For having clarity of your vision, for being real, for being like self-awareness with as far as you and what's around you as well, and what impacts you, and being knowledgeable that, yeah, you make mistakes too. You're human. So I want to acknowledge you for just being real, being honest with yourself and people around you, and being genuine. It's easy for me to feel that from someone, that energy, and you have that. Like, I sense that, I feel that from you, and it's just so real and so pure. So I just want to acknowledge you for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem at all. This was so good. Wow. I wish, but I will let you go and get with your family when they get done with karate, and then also get with your health and wellness for the day. So thank you.
So
We have to do this again. We really do.
it sounds good. Let me know. I'll be in.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Have a wonderful Saturday.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.